Hi! It's me again. I never know how to start these videos because it's just kind of weird talking all by myself to a camera. Anyway, in this video I'm going to talk about my trip to Tainan, which was a really great trip. I went with the 3 teachers' aides from my Chinese class, Jiaqi, Zhen Yi, and Zhi Huang. And the 3 of them are really cool people. They teach me Chinese, so that's fun. But it started off bright and early in the morning, on a Tuesday morning actually, and we took the high-speed rail from Taipei to Tainan, which goes incredibly fast. In this case, I think it went 236 miles an hour. I think that's how fast it went. If so, that's about 140 miles per hour, I think, somewhere in that area, that general area. So it went incredibly fast, and it was really cool, just like watching out the window and stuff, just flying by. Yeah, and so we get to Tainan, and we meet up with our tour guide. His name is Scott, and we were with another girl who's a graduate student here at TMUE. I can't remember her name, though. Anyway, Scott is a Tainan local, and he was our tour guide, and he showed us around. The interesting thing about Scott is that here in Taiwan, you are required, if you're a male, you're required to join the military for 10 months, as you are with a lot of countries. Like, in South Korea, you have to do it for 2 years, and in North Korea, you just starve to death, I think. It's terrible. Anyway, so his 10 months for military, he went to Panama, because I guess Taiwan has relations in Panama. Anyway, so when he got to Panama, he didn't know any Spanish, and they really don't know much English. So it was really interesting for him, because he had to learn Spanish by full immersion, which he did, and he speaks Spanish, and he actually, I'm pretty sure he's more comfortable with Spanish than he is English at this point. So if there was a word he didn't know in English, he would tell me in Spanish, and I'm just like, I don't know. And, his accent, when he spoke English, it sounded more Latino than someone from a Chinese-speaking country. It was really interesting. I know I talk a lot about accents and the way people pronounce words, but I think it's fascinating. Anyway, the first place we went to was this kind of like theme park place with games and stuff like that. There's food and Tainan food, which is delicious. It's better than, it's not better, it's just different. It's delicious. So they had games and stuff. There were paddle boats and bumper boats, little boats that you crash into each other with. And there was archery. I'm no good at archery, just because I've never tried. I'm going to have to have someone teach me how. Probably my mom. I think she's killed a turkey with a bow and arrow before. I'm not entirely sure, though. So that was great. Went to, what else did we do there? Oh, there were these little wagon things, and you roll down hills, and that was lots of fun. But then you have to get the wagon back up the hill, and it's heavy. So that was cool. We almost did hot air balloons, but it was too windy for that, and we left. And after that, we went and saw an old street and went to a night market. Delicious food, like I said. And I got a phone case, which I later replaced with a phone case my mother sent me for my birthday, which is an OtterBox, and it's really cool. Anyway, then we went to sleep, woke up the next day, and that was kind of, the next day was the big Explore Tainan day. We started out, we ate at this restaurant for breakfast, and I had fish skin soup. I never thought I would like fish skin, but this fish skin was delicious, and I loved it. It was so good. I ate all of it. Anyway, after that, we went to a Confucius temple. Tainan is one of the oldest cities in Taiwan, along with Lugong, and which I've already been to. I made a video about that. And some area here in Taipei somewhere. Those are the 3 like really old places, apparently. So that's cool. Anyway, the Confucius Temple, really old, is more like a courtyard with the temples around it. So that was interesting. Then we saw a bunch of stuff around it. There was a literary museum, like Taiwanese Literature Museum, and there was food stands and stuff like that. And there was this cafe that I really, really liked called the Narrow Door Cafe. And it's called the Narrow Door Cafe because to get to the actual door, and you have to climb upstairs to get to you like go in and then climb upstairs and stuff. But to actually get to that door, you have to go into an alleyway. And to get the entrance to that alleyway is extremely narrow, like this big, and I can't fit through it unless I turn sideways. Which was really cool. And I got up to the cafe, and it's this beautiful cafe. This quaint little plants everywhere, and I loved it. If I lived in Tainan, I would totally eat breakfast there every single day. And then I'd get fat, and I wouldn't be able to fit in anymore. That wouldn't be any fun. Anyway, so that was cool. Saw a bunch of stuff. Then after like touring that part of the city, we went to this ice cream parlor, this really famous ice cream parlor. And it's just like a little place. And there was a huge, giant line that we had to wait in for 2 hours, which was really, it was worth the wait. We got ice cream, and it was apple flavored, so that was fun. After that, we went to where did I go after that? Oh, this little park in the middle of Tainan, and beautiful little park built by the Japanese, I believe, 100 years ago or something. And it was very, very impressive. It was beautiful. It was small. It was about the size of a city block, and it had like this yard of grass and ponds and fountains with fish and turtles, and it was nice, and we just sat there and relaxed. The weather in Tainan during winter time is beautiful. Beautiful weather. It's sunny and it's warm and it's amazing. In Taipei, it's just rainy all the time and dreary, and you don't see the sun much, but that's okay. It doesn't get too cold, actually. People here freak out around 10 degrees Celsius, which is a little more than 45 Fahrenheit, so that wasn't that big a deal for me. And that's as cold as it got. Anyway, Tainan, beautiful weather, beautiful park. After the park, I went to this like castle thing, and it's not like a castle you think of, like a European-style castle. It was like this fancy house, and it had like this big wall around it and other defenses. And it had like ship defenses because it was built right on the coast, but since then the river delta has gone out, so it's not on the coast anymore. So that was cool. And then that was the last thing, wasn't it? I have it all written down. Went to a castle. Yeah. Oh, one of the defenses they had, I just remember this, it's not written down, but one of the like defenses they had were these turtle statue things, and it was really cool because all these turtles, and I like turtles. Ate dinner after that. Really good food, like I said, delicious. And then rode the high-speed rail back home, or back here to Taipei. I call it home now. I live here. I've been here the past 6 months. Anyway, the high-speed rail, incredible, like I said. It's very impressive when trains like pass each other, because that's really cool. Anyway, so that was basically my trip to Tainan in a nutshell. It was a really cool trip, and I saw a lot of really cool things, and I went with really cool people, and I just had a really good time. It was a 2-day trip, like I said. I don't know if I said that. Anyway, yeah. I'll talk to you later. Have fun!